Oliva Connecticut Reserve and Corona. Hello and welcome to another fabulous cigar review from Superdan, Dealing in the Desert 2B. Today we're going to look over this mellow-bodied stick from Oliva Cigars. It features a rich blend of Cuban seed, Nicaraguan long fillers, a Nicaraguan binder, and a shade-grown Connecticut seed wrapper. It gives a subtle coffee, cream, and cedar flavors that complements the cigar's signature mild spice notes to create a smooth, modest smoke from beginning to end. So without any further ado, let us review this Oliva Connecticut Reserve stick. Lighter up! Hello, people of YouTube. How you doing? Yes, do not adjust your screens. It is Superdan, Dealing in the Desert Cigar Review 2B. How exciting is that? I know it's been a little while, but I feel it's time to do another review of a Connecticut cigar. When I've told you Superdan is sort of a Maduro guy, sometimes I do cheat a little bit on the side with the Connecticut. This is the Oliva Connecticut Reserve in Corona. It has a single cap. It has long seed Nicaraguan fillers, Nicaraguan binder, and a shade-grown Connecticut wrapper. And it's gotten excellent reviews for Connecticut, and I'm very excited to smoke it. Even though I say I'm not a Connecticut guy, guess what our cigar of the year was last year? A Connecticut cigar. Rough Rider Sweet cigar. So, as we cut and light this Oliva cigar, Connecticut, I'd like to point out a few things. First of all, shout out to Cigar Obsession for his excellent review with Brian, who is the owner, founder, president, whatever you call it, of Privada Cigar Club. Very good interview. A lot of insights into how the club was formed, how he does things. He didn't give the whole story away and reveal everything, but it's a very interesting interview. And for those who are members of the Privada Cigar Club like me, or those who are thinking about becoming members or whatever, watch the interview. It was very good. Props to you, CO, for that one. What I found interesting was draws a little snug on the Connecticut, a little snug. Has that, classic hay aroma. It's not very overpowering of a Connecticut cigar. You gotta excuse me. I'm a little bit of a cold, but not, it's like if a cold was in a stage of 1 to 10, it's like at a 1, but it's there. But I could taste it, I could smell it. That's what counts. I need my lighter. Kind of hard to smoke these things without a lighter, right? And here it is, my Bugatti. I think it was a $12 lighter or whatever. Still works. Still works. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it's interesting how he went about this club that he was into. He's a collector, and he collects rare things. He said he collects sneakers, he collects cigars, and he had like a cadre of friends that would swap all these rare cigars, and came up with the idea of the Privada Cigar Club and sharing it with other people. Very cool. What a great idea. And he ships out rare cigars. The rarer the better, cigars that you just can't get at your, local brick and mortar cigar shop. And I'm thinking of getting 2 subscriptions after listening to this interview. You know why? Because I want one box to smoke and then the other box to keep. Because a lot of these cigars in, a few years' time or even less are going to be worth double, triple, quadruple their price because you can't find them. So remind me about that. Maybe I'll double my subscription. Anyways, let's stop pontificating here. Light up the Oliva Connecticut Reserve and Corona cigar. All right, I'm back. Initial light up, initial review. Classic Connecticut, smooth. It definitely has some spice to it. Feel it through the nose, feel it through the face. I would say it's like a white, pepper spice to it. The draw is great. I thought it would be a tight draw. No, draw is perfect. You're not sucking through a straw. You're not sucking through a garden hose. Lots of smoke, which is a plus. I am digging this Connecticut cigar so far. It's very good. This would go great with coffee, for sure. Great coffee cigar. But I'm not drinking coffee. I'm drinking poor man's cognac, brandy. So. So just to follow up with some final thoughts on that interview with the Privada Cigar Club. He says he has to cap the membership at some point, which makes sense. I mean, when you're shipping rare cigars, how many rare cigars can you collect and can you ship before saying it's not rare anymore, right? I think that would be pretty difficult. He did ship me one cigar in the past few months that I've been a member. That was a Drew Estates Kentucky Fire cured tobacco. I don't think that's that rare of a cigar. That was the exception, not the rule. So one cigar I will point out that I don't think was that rare, although the taste was unlike anything you'll have as a cigar smoker, for sure. I think we reviewed that cigar. I'll have to look back at my notes. I think we did. Maybe we didn't. I don't know. I don't remember. But it's about 25 to 30 bucks a month. You get 3 cigars each month shipped to you in a box. Well, it's well shipped. 3 cigars, and so far I've only heard of 1 or 2 cigars that he shipped me out of the last 4 or 5 months. So I'm digging it. I love it. It's very cool. So just keep that in mind. If you want to join the Privada Cigar Club, just type it in the Google search engine or whatever, Privada Cigar Club, and go to the website. It'll tell you everything that you need to know. I was not paid for this advertisement. I'll be right back. I'm back. How you doing? We're getting through the first third of this Oliva Connecticut Reserve. I must say that the construction is very nice. Very nice looking wrapper. Burn line is nearly perfect. Oliva's holding up to this construction standard that I've heard, similar to Drew Estates. It holds. It keeps its form. I like that. I don't have to struggle with it. Don't have to work with it. Don't have to keep lighting it. I like that too. So far a very, very good experience. I think there's like 3 main reasons why I haven't been putting out a lot of videos the last 2 or 3 weeks. Actually, I don't think I put out any. Maybe I have. But one of the reasons I've been working a lot more. Got to make the money for the honey, right? So I've been working a lot more, number 1. Number 2, I've been playing that dang Spider-Man game on PlayStation 4. It's just like, I just can't. I told you about that OCD with Superdan. It's coming through on PlayStation 4. I knew it would. But it's all good. It's harmless. It's fun. But, Yeah, I just can't quit till I get to that next level. And then when I get to that next level, I can't quit till I get to the next level. So that's the way it goes, I guess. And number three, it's been super cold in Las Vegas the last couple of weeks. It's been very cold, like in the 40s, drops to the 30s at night. Just in the last 2 days, has it kind of warmed up a little bit? Where, I mean, in the last week or two, you'd be seeing the frost coming out of my mouth talking to you guys in the garage of Superdan. True story. Tonight, it's not too bad. It's like 50 degrees, but pleasant, you know. And I'm very comfortable right now, smoking my cigar with you fine folk. So what else has Superdan been up to? I've been working slowly but surely on my plastic bottle project now, which is a 1965 Lincoln Oldsmobile. All right, let me check. Hold on. 1965 Lincoln Navigator wagon. That's what it was. Excuse me. That's what it was. It's a 1965 Lincoln Navigator I've been working on, and it looks great. No, I do not have an airbrush yet. I thought I was getting one for Christmas, but Santa was like, no, you've been too naughty of a boy, Superdan. Maybe next year. So I got to wait for that. But I've been working on that too, and I can't wait to show it to you guys. I'm really excited. I used the bare metal foil this time for the trim instead of using silver paint, and it gives it a very nice, clean looking appearance to it. Very realistic appearance, which I like. So that's good. So anyways, look at this burn line. Look at that. Is that crazy or what? Is that crazy or what? Look, shout out to Lee Mac. Shout out to Cigar Obsession. Shout out to the new subscribers who just recently have subscribed to Dealing in the Desert. It's very funny. When I don't put out a video for a while, I get subscribers. Maybe I should stop again for another couple weeks. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But hey, welcome aboard. Old subscribers, welcome aboard. And for those who have not subscribed yet or just turned on to the Superdan Express, welcome aboard. I'll be right back in a little while to talk a little bit more about the cigar and some other things. This is Superdan, Dealing in the Desert. Howdy, folk. Superdan, I'm back. Still amazed at this burn line. It's just like razor sharp. Neither here nor there, but I'm impressed with it. That means very well constructed, well wrapped cigar. My accolades to the cigar roller master who rolled this. Good job, buddy. Good job. Very smooth smoke. Really no strength to speak of. This is a mild cigar. Definitely, it could be a very good beginning cigar, but it could also be appreciated by seasoned cigar smokers too. And you elitist, aloof cigar smokers would enjoy this as well. If you just want a pleasant smoke to go to with some coffee and no strength, but still have some good Cuban seed, smooth Connecticut hay taste. Not strong with the hay. The hay is not strong with this. Just a smooth smoke. I am getting a little bit of back taste of vanilla. It's on the tip of my tongue, like tip of my tongue vanilla, which is nice. It said it has some coffee taste to it. I'm not really tasting that. Maybe if you drink a cup of coffee with the cigar, you'll get that little coffee aftertaste. I'm getting a little bit of vanilla. So, could it be because I'm drinking brandy? I don't know. You ever hear the, excuse me, you ever hear the saying, good fences make good neighbors? You know, the media, and I remember talking about this in school, excuse me. Got a little Cuban seed in my mouth, I guess. Uh, the media is almost like a flashlight in a dark closet. Okay, it focuses on something, and then the media moves away and focuses on something else, and it moves up and focuses on something else, and focus. If you notice, we just go from crisis to crisis to crisis, right? But here's the weakness, I think, of the media right now in America is that you never get the big picture. You never get the whole puzzle. All you get is this little shiny light. And, you know, a couple of weeks down the road, it's going to shine somewhere else. A couple of weeks down the road, it's going to shine somewhere else. But there's no completeness to it. There's no backstory. There's no forestory. You know, it's just really... It's just really not complete. Why do I bring this up? Well, I guess right now the media is focused on this border wall, right? The border wall, the border. That's all you hear about is the border wall. All right. Does your neighborhood have a wall? I know mine does. I know most of these wealthy people have walls. Trust me, I drive in Summerlin, and when I drive around Summerlin and Anthem and Seven Hills and all the other rich neighborhoods here in Vegas, they all have these big honking walls. Why do you think they have these walls? Right? Security, protection. You know, Israel has this big wall around Israel. Why? To protect them. You know, I know that the United States is not Israel. I know that. I'm not a total ignoramus. But really, what's the big deal? You know, here's the thing. Republicans really don't want a wall because they like the cheap labor. And a lot of it's already here anyways. You know, if we really wanted to have something done with Mexican immigration, it should have been done 40, 50 years ago. Not right now. You know, it's too late for that. All right, number one. Number two, Democrats like the votes. They want to get the votes, and by giving, and they believe that giving out more goodies brings them back more votes. In a way, it's kind of true because if you look at the black vote of the last election, over 90% voted Democrat. Over 90%. Wow, that's a huge percentage. Okay, is it because the Republicans are racist, evil KKK people? No. It's because of the goodies, right? Who would you rather vote for? Let me ask you. Somebody who gives you candy and treats and cakes, or somebody that says you got to do push-ups and run 3 miles a day? You know, it's a no-brainer. But here's Superdan's view on it, all right? If Trump wants his wall, why play this game with the Democrats who's never going to want to give him a wall or a victory anyways? I mean, just from day one of his presidency, even before then, they said, you know, we're just not going to cooperate with you in any way, sense imaginable. We are the opposition party. It kind of reminds you of the British Parliament, you know. If you ever watch the British Parliament, when there's one side, the Labour side on one side, the Conservative Party on the other side, and they're all yelling at each other, you know. That's kind of like what America's becoming, when we used to have a deliberative, argumentative process that's not an argument of whoever yells the most wins, but a back and forth and a compromise ensues where we get something done. You know, I'm hoping that we get something done with the discussion process. But really, all he has to do is, you know, declare a national emergency and build the wall. You know, why play these games? Well, we kind of know why he's playing these games, because once again, the Republicans don't really want a wall and the Democrats don't really want a wall. Is it good for the American people? Well, you can be the judge of that. I do believe that there's a big percentage that come here that want to work and contribute to society, and that's great. That's great. But I also believe there's a percentage that suck off the system, commit crimes, and join gangs. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. So, there it is. Take it as you will. I had no idea we were going to talk about that. But anyways, we are now about halfway point of the Connecticut cigar. Burn line got a little more wonky, but it's still fine. It's still fine. Tasting notes is the same. Some spice, some white pepper, Connecticut taste, slight hay. Not getting that vanilla taste right now. Let me do a big retrohale real quick. Wee! No, I'm not getting that vanilla taste. But it's an enjoyable cigar. Good cigar to give to a beginner smoker. Good gifting cigar. Good gifting cigar. The Oliva. I also, of course, always recommend to those who like coffee the Isla del Sol cigars for beginner smokers. It's very good. But this is very good too. Doesn't have that coffee taste, I don't think. But still a very good, mild beginner cigar. I'm going to smoke a little further, and we'll get some numbers together, and we'll close this review 2B. Why do I call it 2B? Because this is a beginning review for 2019. Instead of writing 1-2019, 2-2019, I think it's easier to just go with B. So we'll go with 1B, 2B, 3B, 4B, etc. for 2019. When we get to 2020, it'll be C, 21, D, 22, E. Am I getting that right? And I figure by the time we get to Z, it's not going to matter anyways. If we do get to Z and we turn it back to A, if I'm, God forbid, still doing this after that, we'll call it double A, all right? Be right back. Before I forget, and I almost forgot this, Superdan had the end of the year cigar giveaway, and nobody played. Nobody wants a free cigar. Amazing. Hey, I could only bring the horse to water. I can't make it drink. All right. We'll have another cigar giveaway at some point this in these reviews again. But it's unfortunate. I'd love to give away a cigar. Instead, it's gonna stay in Superdan's humidor. But if you want to know the question and answer to that, it's on the last video. Hey, Hula Pie, you want some? You want a cigar? You want a little puff? Huh? You want an Oliva Connecticut Reserve? No? Yeah. I get that same face with a lot of people. My dog is an anti-smoker. What can you do? Here's a dying piece of media, the newspaper, right? We get the Sunday newspaper. We used to get the newspaper every day, but they just kind of piled up in a big pile. So then we just got the Sunday paper, and then once in a while on a Sunday we'll open it and check it out. Yeah. And it's funny because when I was in college, I was reading 2 or 3 newspapers a day. I was a political science major, and I felt like I had to stay current with everything, and was just reading pretty much from when I got up in the morning to when I went to bed at night. Because what you really do, if you've ever been a political science major, is that you read and you write. You read and you write. You read and you write. It really messes up with your mind. But I wanted to share with you a funny comics, because I actually have a new appreciation of the comics, where I didn't really appreciate it as much before as I do now. That the brilliance of putting a message out, putting something funny, but sometimes not funny, but you know, a concise, quick message out in the form of comics with pictures and words is really an art form. It really is. But hey, I'm going to share this with you really quick and give you some numbers here. Okay, this is called Dustin. This is called Dustin, okay? And the first one here says, "Hey, Dad, brown belt with black shoes?" Huh? Right? Why is it like in modern times you always gotta portray the dad as an idiot, right? An idiot savant. Isn't that interesting? How culture has changed so much in the decades now. Back then you never would have seen that. But today, I guess if you show the wife or the female as a blubbering idiot, you get in trouble. Welcome to the new world, right? Anyways. All right, I'm getting off point here. Okay, listen. All right, hey, Dad. Brown belt with black shoes? Huh? All right. So he's checking it out over his tummy, right? His fat tummy. Then it says, this belt is black. And then his daughter says, hey, I know, Dustin and I had a bet. All right, they had a bet, okay? Then it says here, you would have to take it off to check. Oh, okay. You owe me $10, doofus. Right, because you know she calls her brother doofus, because you know all sisters and brothers call each other names, right? I grew up with two sisters, so that part is true. That part is true, okay? So you owe me $10, doofus, right? Then it says, geez, Dad, come on, lose some weight or be less gullible. Okay, but guess what? The patriarch, the dad, he gets the last laugh. Here we go. Ready? Either way, you're both grounded. All right, well, maybe it wasn't that funny. I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. As a dad, I thought it was funny. And you dads out there would probably get it. All right, let's see how this band comes off, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Because I don't think the taste is going to change here with this cigar. All right, so let's start with price. It's about $5 a stick, I've found. Sometimes a little less, a little more, depending on the sizes. But this is probably around $5 a stick. I think the price is very appropriate for this cigar. So it is what you would call a budgeted cigar, meaning not expensive. So price is good on this. I'm going to give it 3.9 stars on the price, on the Superdan scale of 1 to 5 stars. 3.9 stars. The construction has been superb. Very solid construction on this cigar. 4.5 stars on the construction. The taste has been pleasant, but, and this is a big but, and I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other folks can't deny. I'm sorry. You know, I never listened to that. I was a heavy metal guy in the 80s, but I don't know why that came up. But every time I hear that, I think of that guy. I don't know his name. It'll come to me at some point. Anyways, all right, but it's a very mild cigar, so it's not gonna have a lot of flavor changes. It's not gonna have a deep flavor. I'm gonna have to knock it a little bit for that. But for a Connecticut cigar, it has a very nice taste to it. Definitely has that Cuban seed, smooth, a little bit of spice, a little bit of white pepper. It's not gonna offend anybody. This is a very PC cigar, I would say. Very very correct cigar. It's not going to offend anybody. You know what I mean? But that also makes it less interesting. Maybe not unlike Superdan, who's interesting, which means he probably offends people. No, kidding. Look, whether you're offended or not, too bad. There's a heck of a lot of other cigar reviewers out there, okay, than just moi. Trust me, I got about 110 subscribers, all right? Conversely, Cigar Obsession, who pretty much just talks about the cigar and doesn't BS around, has over 100,000. All right, so you know, let's take things as it is, what am I talking about? Okay, I'm talking about the taste. 3.9 stars. I really got to give credit to the taste, because even though I'm not a Connecticut guy, this is not my wheelhouse. I like Maduros. This, you know, I got to give it some credit. You got to open your mind a little bit. You know, you gotta not be afraid to try new things. Which, by the way, I also just subscribed to the Cigar Authority's monthly package. Now get this, you get 4 cigars. Okay, and I'm not paid by them either to advertise, all right? But listen, you can't beat this deal. You get 4 cigars a month. They ship it to you for $20 total. That includes shipping. That includes everything. 4 cigars, $20. $20, and some of these cigars are primo cigars. I mean, one of the cigars made Cigar of the Year, okay? So I'm just putting it out there. If you're interested in that, go to the Cigar Authority. These aren't really considered rare cigars like Privada Cigar Club. It's different. But Superdan likes to try new things, and I just don't have the time to be running around cigar shops choosing and picking different cigars. I don't have the time. So it's easier for me to just subscribe to these guys and get the cigars and try them out. And if there's a cigar that I really just say, hey, wow, you know, I got to get more of those, like the Drew Estates Undercrown Maduro, awesome. The Rough Rider Sweets, $3 cigar, awesome. You know, I probably never would have known that if I didn't get these, if I didn't try these things. So putting it out there. So overall, the overall score for this Oliva Connecticut Reserve cigar, I'm gonna have to give it 4 stars. Excellent rating. By the way, did you know that there's been reviews on the health issues of smoking cigars, and it's been reviewed by scientists that I just dropped some ash on my foot, it happens, that having 1 or 2 cigars a day has negligible ill effects. You're just as likely to get all that stuff that they say they're going to give to you of non-smokers as smokers. There's no effect. So you can look that up. That is true. I didn't make that up. Of course, people get offended by the smell. You know, what can you do, right? I can understand that. You know, there's some very heavy perfumes that get me riled up sometimes, you know, make me dizzy. So I get that, but I just want to put that out there. Okay. So, hey, thanks for watching Superdan Cigar Review 2B, the Oliva Connecticut Reserve in Corona size. I thank you for watching this edition of Dealing in the Desert Cigar Review. Please, if you haven't already, subscribe so you don't miss anything. Click the thumbs up. Comment down below. Support the channel. Throw a few bucks Superdan's way. Goes a long ways to help out the channel. These cigars cost money. Internet access costs money. Plastic models cost money. You know, nothing's free in this world. That's for dang sure. We're a long ways towards a barter society, of a moneyless society. But, you know, we got to make do with what we got, right? So, putting it out there, the email address is down here for PayPal. I'm on PayPal. That way, PayPal money goes directly to me, and the channel doesn't go to a third party, really. I mean, if you have a bank account, okay, and a linked bank account to PayPal, there is 0% taken out of it, 0. And if you don't have a bank account, there's a very minuscule charge. So that's it. Thank you for watching. We will be back sooner or later with Cigar Review 3B, and that plastic model should be done relatively soon, and that's about as specific as I'm going to get. Cheers, fair winds the following seas. Take care of one another. Whether you think you can or can't, you're right. See you later.